Hello YouTubers. Today I'm going to show you how to cut circles in glass, and it's really tricky. When you first start out, I ruined a lot of glass until I got the hang of it, learned the trick, and today I'm going to show you how I do it. I need to make a few 6-inch circles for a project I'm working on, so I thought I'd set up the camera and just show you how I do it and sort of demystify it a little bit, because I know I had a lot of trouble with it in the beginning, and I'm sure a lot of other people do too. You need a few things to cut circles in glass. You need a circle cutter, a glass circle cutter with a suction cup on one end and an arm, and a glass cutter wheel on the arm that's adjustable. You can move it back and forth. I'm not going to move it because I already have it set to 6 inches right where I want it. This one is graduated. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's graduated across here. This is graduated in centimeters, so I had to do a little bit of math to get 6 inches out of it. But this sticks on the glass with the suction cup. You're also going to need a regular glass cutter to cut away the waste from around the circle once you get the circle cut. You're going to need some lubricating oil. You need to lubricate up your cutters. They cut much better with a little bit of oil on them. I like to make sure that they have a good little bit of oil on them, and they'll just cut like crazy. And another thing you need is a surface with a little bit of give to it. Here I'm using 2 layers of an old towel, an old shop towel. Just 2 layers, because I'm going to have to press on the glass to get the score to run through the glass and run it all the way around. And you need to be on a surface with a little bit of give, so you can put some tension on the glass and make it crack. So I found that a couple layers of old towel works pretty well for that. You don't want something that's too spongy, or you can actually push the glass hard enough to make it break. You don't want to do that. So let's get started here. I like to clean my suction cup with a piece of wet paper towel. This gets any debris off that prevents forming a good suction. It also wets up the suction cup. You get a much better suction that way. There's nothing worse than having your suction break halfway through scoring the circle, because you'll never get it lined up right again, and you pretty much scrap the piece of glass, so you don't want that. So what you want to do is you want to line up the cutter so that it's pretty well centered. And I like to leave 3/4 to an inch of glass at least all the way around. Now that may seem a little bit wasteful, but I have found that if you don't leave that kind of room around the edges, the glass can actually break when you try to break out the circle, and you don't want that because you'll wind up scrapping it. So get it down good and tight, and then just run this all the way around. Make sure you're free all the way around. You're not going to hit anything. And then just run around with good firm pressure on it to get a good score. And you'll hear the score, I think. And then stop when you don't want to overlap your score. Don't do that. Just stop when you get to the scored part. Now you can take the circle cutter off. It's done its job. And just set it aside. Now the tricky part. How do you get the glass out? Turn the glass over so you've got the scored side down. And then now this is the point where you put the pressure on. And let me move the camera a little closer. Maybe you'll be able to see the crack propagate around as I put pressure on the glass. I don't know if it'll show up or not, but we'll try it. I like to start at the corner where the glass is the widest, so there's less chance of it just shattering on me. And just with my thumb, press right down on it, and there it goes. It's cracked all the way through the glass now, and I'm running it around, all the way around. Too bad it doesn't make a lot of noise. It's very quiet. Oh, there, it cracked a little bit. Just run the score all the way around. Use your thumb and your fingers, and there. It's all the way around. Now we just need to cut off the waste. Okay, now it's time to get the circle out of the scrap glass here, the waste. And the way I do it is, the way I've found through trial and error is I'm just going to make some tangent cuts, some score lines like this and like this that intersect the round score. Now I'm not going to go all the way into it. I'm going to stay like a millimeter or 2 off, because if you go into it, there's a possibility that you can get your crack propagating through your glass disc, which you just cut, and that would be bad. Basically, you're going to wind up scrapping it. So stay a little bit off your score line, and then make a tangent score. like that. And then I'm going to come over here and make another one. Just like that. And then I'm just going to run it over here to the edge and snap it off. I hope that's showing up on the camera. And you can see that left the circle behind. So now I'm going to go over here and do another tangent right about here. And then one more. And that should do it right about here. Yeah, and then this other piece came off too. And there you have it. A perfect circle of glass. Easy as can be. Now this actually took me quite a while. I have seen professional glass cutters that could turn a huge pane of glass into circles like this in nothing flat. I mean, they're just so good at it. But even me, I'm not so good at it, but I could turn them out fairly quickly too. This I slowed down for instructional purposes just to show you how it's done. But anyway, I hope you learned a little something. I hope that helped you out, and happy circle cutting. Bye-bye.